Hi, boys and girls. When we left off yesterday, we had a draft of our poem. It was kind of messy. Didn't quite look like a poem yet. So today we're going to get it ready to be published. And in order to do that, we're going to do kind of what we did when we studied realistic fiction. We're going to read some poems and say, what do we notice? How are we going to make this look like a poem? Well, this is a book I've been reading to some of you in our reading and writing workshop small groups. It's called Name That Dog. And it's really interesting because people looked at their dog and said, what does this dog remind me of? And that's how it helped them come up with their name, which is kind of like thinking like a poet. So here's a funny one. Snickers. My dog's a creamy caramel with chocolate ears and whiskers. She's just a little nutty too. That's why I call her Snickers. Very short poem, right? And what I notice is, look, the first letter of every line, new line, is uppercase. Even though this was the middle of a sentence. See, the sentence didn't end until right there, but they wanted a line break there. So that's why each line is uppercase. There's actually a lot of different ways to punctuate a poem. But if you will notice the poems that I'm going to share with you right now, they all kind of do the same thing. So we are going to follow what they do, right? This one's about a dog named Melody. She sings when I play the piano. She croons to the saxophone blues. She wails to the sad country music and moans to the 9 o'clock news. She boldly increases her volume, enjoying the voice that she found, and sings a duet with the doorbell, that howling melodious hound. There you go. That would have been a good name for my dog. They're always barking to the doorbell. This is another poetry book I like to share with my friends, and it's actually a completely different author, but you're going to notice the same thing, okay? It's a really short poem, but the first line of every new line after the line break is uppercase letters, right? Sledding. Look at us as we go, sledding on the bright white snow, faces beaming, long hair streaming, passing those who are too slow. I even see it on all of these poems. Every single poem, right? Do you notice? Look at the first letter of each line. It's an uppercase letter. This is very, very, very different from what we were learning in a short story, right? In a short story, you would never put an uppercase letter in the middle of a sentence, right? But like this one, hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. That's all one sentence. See how there's a period there? And then there's suddenly a T here because it's the start of a new line. All right, so this is how we're gonna choose to punctuate our poem today. All right, so here's going to be, they're all like this, as you can see, right? Okay, so you're gonna take this sloppy copy, okay? And that's what you're gonna do. So snow is my first line, that's all I wanted, and I wrote snow. Boys and girls, I wanna teach you something else today. This line on the side of a paper is called a margin, okay? And when you write, grown-up writing, it's really important that your letters line up at that margin, okay? We shouldn't be writing down the page and over here. That's really messy, okay? Notice how when I write, it's all lined up on the margin, okay? So I wrote snow. Then I wanted to say sparkles like diamonds. That was a whole line. So I wrote that on its own line, starts with an uppercase letter, right? And each time I made a line break, it got its own line with an uppercase letter. And I just continued like that. And then now it kind of has that look of a poem. Snow, sparkles like diamonds, snowflakes shine in the sun, white and smooth, like milk, smooth and silky, like a blanket over the land, it covers the ground. Okay, so that's really your job today. I'd like you to find a place in your notebook. I want you to take your draft and I want you to rewrite it so it looks like a poem and so it's punctuated like a poem, okay? So each line starts with an uppercase letter. You might have some periods and commas, right? So like here, I had some commas because I wasn't done talking, but then my poem was done. So I did actually put a period. All right, good luck. This is not our final step, okay? We're going to do a little more to get it ready to be published, but this should be a pretty good start. Good luck.